Hey, welcome to your Proverbs moment of wisdom. It's a moment of wisdom not because I'm here, but because we're reading through Proverbs. My name's Scott and I'm one of the pastors that's leading you through this. And again, we've been reading through this day after day. We're going to be on chapter 28, so that means we're almost there. We're almost to the end of the month. Hope you've really enjoyed this. But again, I'm not reading the whole chapter. I'm just going to highlight some of the verses in the chapter that kind of jumped out at me so that we can draw some attention to them. So let's start with leadership. Now I want you to understand, in chapter 28, there are 18 verses of contrast. I love that way Proverbs constantly is contrasting, wise, fool, godly, wicked. It goes through this. Now, but these are ones that are talking about leadership. Verse 2, when there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. But wise and knowledgeable leaders will bring stability. Now, we may be sitting there, is this political? Could be. Is this everyday leadership? Could be. But the understanding is this, that when there is moral rot within a nation and the leaders are not following God's wisdom, it's easy to take over. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen it throughout the world in different places. And unfortunately, sometimes I see it here right in our own nation. But wise and knowledgeable leaders, wise and knowledgeable in the ways of the Lord. Not just everyday wisdom, but in what God wants from his people and for his people will bring stability. See, the author of this is writing from knowledge, because the kingdom of the north, when it came to Israel, they had over 20 different leaders, 9 different dynasties. So they saw those leaders that didn't follow God were the ones that would disappear the quickest. But then it goes on in verse 12, and again, talking about leadership. When the godly succeed, everyone is glad. When the wicked take charge, people go into hiding. Again, this is a leadership principle. So because godly leaders, everybody's excited about godly leaders, because if they're truly following after what God wants for them, then everyone is taken care of. Wicked leaders think only of themselves. As someone think only of themselves, that's why everybody hides, because they know they're going to be oppressed. They're going to be taken advantage of. Wicked leaders want what's only for themselves. And then it goes on in verse 15 and it says, a wicked ruler is dangerous to the poor as a roaring lion or an attacking bear. Why? Because a wicked leader is out for themselves. So if you're not being cared for, if you're not being taken care of by the church or by godly people, they're coming after you. And it goes on in verse 16 and it says, a ruler with no understanding will oppress his people, but one who hates corruption will have a long life. See, that's the difference between a leader that leads for himself and a leader that leads for the people. A leader that leads for the people hates corruption, and that person's going to have a long life as a leader. Hey, this is your Proverbs wisdom moment. Hope you have a great day.